G'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Bitcoin update. Today we have a quick video. I'm making a quick video just to inform you guys that Bitcoin is in the process of seeing a strong breakdown from its descending triangle formation and clarifying the position Bitcoin is in. I made a video yesterday clearly stating in the title, but I don't believe that Bitcoin is bearish. I stand by that claim, right? Let's get into it. Now, the claim I made yesterday was from a medium to long-term time frame perspective. I don't think Bitcoin is bearish at all from a medium to long-term time frame perspective. Perhaps in short term we are, and I actually said in fact we were in the short term. And the reason why I said that, and I stand by it, is because we're in a shorter term downwards trend. Well, it depends what you mean by short term, right? But on a daily chart, for example, we have a downwards trend. A downwards trend simply means that you see lower highs and lower lows. So if we have a downwards trend, you can see I'd drawn it before there. We have a lower high, right, and a lower low each time. That's a downwards trend. Lower highs, okay, and lower lows. So technically speaking, yes, we are in a downwards trend on the Bitcoin daily chart, but just because we have a downwards trend, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bearish. And a good example of this is a descending wedge formation. In a descending wedge formation, what you can have is a downwards trend, all right, but bullishness at the same time. You're still seeing lower highs and lower lows, but of course a descending wedge formation is a pattern of reversal. And I believe that Bitcoin is in fact in a descending wedge formation. Yeah, you can go ahead and look at it simplistically and say we've got a descending triangle here. In fact, let's remove everything from a chart and clarify. People think we're in a descending triangle right now. They're not really wrong, but it's not exactly right either because there's nothing objective about it. That's a descending triangle formation. They assume we have that support level there. But who's to say that all these fake outs aren't actually fake outs? They're just telling us, right? The charts are just telling us that it's actually a descending wedge rather than a descending triangle. It would be much cleaner this way, okay? And it would make a lot more sense considering we're in an upwards trend and descending wedges generally happen as kind of, correction points during an upwards trend before a second leg or another move to the upside. So I would actually go ahead and make the argument that Bitcoin is in a descending wedge formation. And I would make that argument regardless of the rest of the TA. The TA right now, I know everyone wants to think it's super bearish, but it's simply not, okay? The TA right now, if we're looking at the weekly chart, we have the Gaussian channel center line, we have the bull market support band, we have the 50 EMA, we have the 200-week EMA, all in one location between 25K and 26K. We are at 26.3K. In the next 1,300 USD to the downside, Bitcoin has pretty much the strongest support it has had in a long time. We can even say probably this entire market cycle. We've got the strongest support all in one place we've had in the entire market cycle, as well as the fact that we're not even confirmed to be in a bearish structure. We could be in a descending wedge, which would be a bullish formation, as well as the fact that below this level, we do have major support horizontally from 25.2K to 24.3K. We are not in bad position at all on Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin comes downwards on the daily candle in 4 days and 8 hours and closes below something like 24.3K, below this green box, that is when we can say that Bitcoin is bearish. But as of right now, it is not. So what has happened in the short term? It has changed this. Well, nothing's changed it, right? But what has happened in the short term that people are pointing out? Well, in the short term, if we're looking at 15-minute chart, for example, in fact, even if we're looking at the 4-hourly chart, we can go ahead and see that Bitcoin has dropped below the temporary support line that could be stemming from the potential descending triangle or could just be a support line at 26.7K. And it's seen a pretty big drop in the last day or two. We've come downwards from 27.5K to around that 26K level and bounced, but we have come downwards. And so people are getting pretty intimidated by that. They're getting pretty frightened by that, but I am not frightened at this point in time. I still think that the volume we're seeing on this downwards move in this downwards trend is extraordinarily weak. This will be the first, increasingly red candle we've seen in quite a while. During this entire downwards trend, we've seen very low volume. In fact, we showed you a chart yesterday that showed that on total exchange volume, which means the top 10 exchanges total volume as a 7-day moving average, this week has actually been the lowest volume we've ever seen. And yes, that's because we're going sideways, but generally speaking, if you're seeing a bearish structure and you're seeing a bearish trend, you should be seeing increasing bearish volume rather than a stagnant bearish volume. So I don't think that looks that weak right now. Again, if we do drop below 24.3K, I believe. Let me go ahead and double check that. 24.3K, then we'll start to look bearish. But as of right now, it's just kind of, status quo is being maintained. Yeah, we're moving downwards, but it could be within an overall bullish structure. We've got support from the RSI as well. I'm not going to go on for hours listing the support zones. If you want to see me do that, you can see yesterday's video. Other than that, there's not really much new to discuss on the Bitcoin chart. It's just kind of business as usual. Yeah, we've gone down, but there's no guarantee that we'll go down further, and there's no guarantee that the structure is even bearish. And if we do go down further, we've still got a pretty good way to go until we start reaching danger zones. Again, danger zone is below 24.3K. We've got another 10% kind of safety net there for Bitcoin. And just one more thing I'll discuss as well is the fact that there's no real guideline for Bitcoin from now until halving. This is something I looked into yesterday as well. I'm sorry if this video sounds very similar to yesterday. The guideline between now and the halving, as per 4-year cycle theory, in fact, let me go ahead and bring it up right now. I'll go to the 4-year cycle chart that I have here, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. We can see very different market structures here. We saw, in 2014, 2015, sideways market structure. We saw in 2019 a very impulsive move to the upside, followed by sideways market structure, and obviously the COVID drop. The point of the matter is, in the period between bear market and bull market, which we're in now, before the halving, there's no real guideline for what Bitcoin could do. We've only really seen that period twice, and we've seen two very, very different periods, two very, very different periods of price action in those two times we've seen it. So, as I said, the only thing Bitcoin needs to do, between now and the halving is not go below 15K and not go above 69K, and then we're all good. So it really can do whatever it wants. So I don't think that Bitcoin seeing downwards price action here is necessarily threatening at all. I mean, even if we did drop below 24.3K, yes, I would be forced to flip bearish based on short-term charts and based on the fact I've lost all these TA indicators, but it wouldn't be an invalidation of the 4-year cycle theory. That can only happen at a new low. So yeah, look, don't stress too much about it as of right now. When I see that the charts have actually flipped bearish, like below 24.3K, then I'll start taking action. But as of right now, I just don't see it. If on this channel I discuss macro positions on Bitcoin. I very rarely discuss short-term positions on Bitcoin. Sometimes I do bring them up, but generally speaking, this is a macro-based Bitcoin channel at this point. Now, as we move forward throughout the market cycle, I will discuss altcoins, etc., and more short-term strategies. But as of right now, I'm looking at macro, and if we're looking at macro, nothing's changed in the macro at this point in time, so you can rest assured in that regard. We've got Ethereum following a descending wedge pattern as well, which validates the one potentially happening for Bitcoin. We've got the total cryptocurrency market cap doing exactly the same thing, again validating the potential descending wedge we have for Bitcoin. And there's just not enough evidence at this point that Bitcoin is actually bearish. Yes, for DXY is not looking good for Bitcoin. DXY is reverse correlated to Bitcoin, so if this thing goes up, Bitcoin goes down. But even in that case, it's still a resistance, so it hasn't actually broken out yet. Now, will it break out? We'll have to wait and see. And if it does, it's not good. But the point is, as of right now, it still hasn't broken out. So nothing's confirmed, really. Gold is the same story. Gold's, rejecting quite strongly from this RSI channel. It will go downwards further, most likely, but it's got a very major support line that it's been holding since November 2022 to cover it for support over here if we do go downwards further. So again, no real breakdowns confirmed on gold, no real breakups confirmed over DXY, no real breakdowns confirmed on Bitcoin. Total cryptocurrency market cap looks fine. Ethereum looks fine. S&P 500, yes, it's gone downwards a little bit, but overall, it's still holding a 50 EMA support, and it's still got a very important RSI triangle that it's still holding for support as well. It hasn't broken that down yet. So lots of things are, lots of threats are developing, but none of which have really been confirmed. Same thing with Bitcoin dominance. We've got a bullish pennant formation here on Bitcoin dominance, and you could say that if that goes downwards, if that breaks to the downside, that's not very good for Bitcoin because it's meant to be going up at this point in the market cycle. But again, that hasn't broken either. So lots of patterns, but no real confirmation of any patterns actually playing out, which can give us any evidence to suggest that the Bitcoin trend is flipping. So when I say I'm not bearish, I simply mean that nothing's confirmed yet. And for that reason, I can't be bearish because I trust for charts. And if you're trusting for charts, you have to wait for confirmation, of course. So that's my opinion on Bitcoin right now. As we see some developments in the next few days, obviously we'll keep making videos. And as we see some potential breakdowns break upwards, I'll obviously cover those. So, keep watching the videos, keep them, when they keep coming out, keep watching them because there will be developments and, the interesting things will happen and there will be confirmation soon. But as of right now, we just simply hasn't seen it yet. And so as of right now, I'm forced to maintain my current position, which is that Bitcoin on a macro scale looks very bullish. And on a medium to short-term scale, it looks like it's in a grey area, really. There's really nothing else we can say about it, and that's being objective. So I want to be very clear about that. I think that most people who are labeling Bitcoin bearish or bullish right now, they're potentially bearish specifically. They're potentially kind of jumping the gun a little bit. You need to be waiting for those confirmations. That's what TA is all about. Guys, go ahead and check out the VIP group. I have the VIP results and information group on Telegram. You can join for free where you can see the results from previous trade signals we've done on VIP. Check out the information about the VIP group and learn how to join. I will be changing the pricing structure very soon and introducing a 3-month membership and a 6-month membership and 1-year membership availability. That will be happening within the next day or two. So if you want to gain access to the group at the current prices, the current 3-month price, now is the time to do so before it changes. I would also recommend that you guys check out the Bitget exchange. Now, I actually reached out to these guys for a partnership. They did not reach out to me. And for that reason, I think it's a bit more legitimate for me to advertise this exchange. I believe it's a very good exchange. It's got a 5 times lower fees than Binance. We've had many issues with Binance in Australia recently. You can no longer deposit onto Binance, can no longer withdraw from Binance AUD. And so this exchange becomes the best logical option. Sign up to Bitget using my referral link and get a 15% trading fee discount for life. You can sign up from anywhere in the world. Some countries are not available, but it's a non-KYC exchange. So just simply click Other when signing up for your account and you'll gain access to the exchange with full privileges like anyone else would. Great exchange, referral link below. Help yourself, help the channel. That's the way to do it. Another thing you can do, guys, is check out the Crypto Academy. If you want to learn how to trade, want to learn how to chart, want to learn how to do analysis, find trades, whatever it may be, use indicators, this is the place you can do it. The Crypto Academy Become a Trader course developed by myself and Megawell Crypto. You can find him on YouTube as well. Great analyst and a great channel. But we made this course last year. So far, I've got about 120 students, and you can check all the information about the course on the website as well as our contact details to make a payment or request more information or get any questions you have about it answered. So guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.